Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Punch Out Boxing's Ra Hokum and ESBR Boxing's Elliot Grigg. This is the final prediction video for the massive fight taking place on Saturday night between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. Gents, really good to be joined by both of you. Been looking forward to this one. We all know what happened back in May. We don't need to kind of go over that. But I'm really keen to know what your predictions are here. Don't know about you, but the vast majority of people I'm speaking to seem to be going for Usyk to win the rematch. Usyk's the slight favourite, according to some betting odds. But yeah, that doesn't mean that Tyson Fury won't win. It doesn't mean that we won't be predicting that. Ra, I will go to you first. Give us your final prediction, please.
I think Tyson Fury is going to win a split or majority decision. So somewhat against the grain, but as you said, the bookies' odds aren't hugely in Usyk's favour. And yeah, my prediction is somewhat heart over head, but I think, as we'll probably go into, that there are perfectly logical reasons to think he can pull this off, which is what I think he will do.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Ra, and I'll ask you to divulge a bit more, which I'm sure you do for us. But I'll hand over to Elliot. Elliot, what's your final prediction here? I know we did the big fight breakdown. I know you went for the Fury there. You're allowed to change your mind? You change your mind to Usyk, or are you still going for Fury?
Yeah, you know what? It's a close fight, obviously. And in the big fight breakdown and the preview, I went Fury points. I was actually thinking more of a sort of UD there, but I've seen Dev Sani sort of interview Furious Dev, watched Look to Fury a little bit, and I'm actually a bit worried. I'm not going to maybe flip flop over to Usyk, but it's I've lost a bit of confidence in that prediction. And I can actually, to be honest with you, see kind of where Ra's coming from. The reason I want to go, I mean, it's unoriginal because Ra's already said it, but I was thinking maybe an SDMD myself. The only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like people are already talking about a trilogy, and I feel like if it gets a close fight on the cards, I think they'll give it Fury. I really do. I think he'll get it. If he doesn't get dominated down the stretch like he did last time. So that's the reason why I'm going with Fury. But it's not, to be honest, it's not looking good for me. I look at Fury now. I know he's been in Camel for 3 months, supposedly. But it looks like it's really aged him between fights. He looks like when you see him sort of sitting there resting, he looks significantly older to me than he did the first time around. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Usyk get him out of there. I really wouldn't. But I'm going to stick with my prediction of Fury close fight on points.
Yeah, interesting. There's a few factors here, and I think one factor is how much in the last 18 months, 2 years has Fury lived the life. He's now maybe at the age where he can't afford to mess around as much as he maybe used to 8, 9, 10 years ago out of the ring. And where's Fury at? Is he kind of will this be Fury's final fight? Is he kind of are his legs gone? There's a lot of factors here around Fury that will be answered on Saturday night. I'm going to join both of you. I'm going for a Fury points win. I think that a lot of people are underestimating Fury and are not forgetting, but maybe not realizing that up until the disastrous round 9 of the last fight, Fury was winning the fight. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. If you look at the judges' scorecards, he was winning the fight on 2 of the scorecards at the end of round 8 and drawing the other one. Had a disastrous round 9, lost round 10, round 11. I personally had him winning round 12. So he wasn't too far off winning that first fight. I think it's just about trying to stay awake and maybe be a bit more cautious, but at the same time be a bit more aggressive when he needs to be. Ra, I'll let you divulge a little bit more into why you think Fury's going to win this fight and how it's going to happen exactly.
You touched on a lot of it there. I think a lot of the talk that our media colleagues are saying, that the Usyk was almost robbed, or that the judges tried robbing him. I think a lot of that stems from the anger that fans have built up with Fury over the last couple of years. The difficulty he's made in getting the fight over the line. With his purse demands, and then some of the unsavory comments he made in the immediate aftermath about why the judges gave it to Usyk, things like that. I think have angered fans somewhat. I didn't think there was anything controversial really about the fight in terms of the officiating. I've had Usyk winning 7-5, but I can't say that I thought he was dominant in all 7 of those rounds. So if you had it 6-all, I thought that's reasonable. And of course, that is how the concluding judge had it. But it was the knockdown that got it for Usyk. And even that ninth round, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the way the referee officiated it. People talk about Fury should have been stopped and that the referee let him get away with it. Well, no, I think watching it live in real time, he looked in serious trouble because of the way he was tottering around the ring. But watch it in slow motion, and you see Fury's eyes are focused on Usyk the whole time. So he's lost control of his legs, but his head is clear. And a lot of those shots, he was actually half riding and half slipping. So it's not like those were clean power shots, snapping his head back over and over again. And then he, of course, finally fell into the ropes. And that's at the point where the referee called a knockdown. And so I think it's just one of those fights that was fairly close. And I think it will be again. I think stylistically that they just match up such that it'll always be really close. My concern is his conditioning. I think first time round he obviously had to lose a lot of weight. If you look at the dreadful shape he came in against Ngannou, and I do wonder whether that might have weakened him somewhat and reduced his endurance down the stretch. But as you pointed out, the final round he did have a bit of a rally, and possibly won the round. So that's why, and I think, as you said, because of I guess the way the promotional establishments favour him, because it will be a very close fight again. I think it will be close on the scorecards, and this time he will get over the line, because I think this time he will not get into a situation like he did in the ninth. So I see the fight sort of swaying back and forth, much like the first did. Both will adjust, win a couple rounds before the other one manages to rally. I think it will go back and forth like that, and it'll be at the end. There'll probably be a big variety of difference of opinion. You might recall we did an analysis from Riyadh when I was there for the first fight, and I did say that I thought Usyk had an extra gear that he will call upon to make sure and stop Fury. So my prediction was actually that Fury would get stopped in 10 rounds, but it never came. And the reason it never came is because I think at the age of 38, Usyk can no longer call on that extra gear. And I think that is what's going to cost him this time. He doesn't have the power to stop Fury, even a greatly diminished Fury. And so, yeah, I see it going points again. And this time, Fury getting the nod. Usyk's team will probably go away saying he was robbed, but I don't think it will be. In some ways, this reminds me a little bit of the situation the last time we had an undisputed heavyweight duo matching up, Lewis and Holyfield. They matched up such that it was always going to be razor thin, and both their fights, the scoring was controversial.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, could Usyk and Fury fight 10 times and each time it goes the distance and it's a close fight? I think that's possible. No, thank you for that, Rob. Good value as always. Elliot, I've just got one question for you. If you're right and we go for a Fury victory, you mentioned kind of talk about a trilogy already. I'm not going to ask what you think's going to happen. I'm asking what you want. Would you prefer to see a trilogy just to settle the score if it's 1-1? Or would you prefer to see Fury versus Joshua or something else?
Yeah, I think if it plays out like I expected, and similarly like I expected to play out as well, close fight, which they'll probably give Fury the nod. I'd feel that would be harsh on Usyk. I don't think he's got the best.